Hi all, this is Will from Vintage Love Affair again. Busy day today. I've just been into town, dropped off a couple more parcels of items that sold yesterday on Monday. Um, but I've got some paintings today that I bought at an auction from Taunton. Um, when did I buy them? End of January. Now, I'm not going to sell these online. The plan isn't to sell them online. I want to sell them at my market. I think they would be quite good um, to have on the market store for people to literally pick up and view and browse and see what they think, whether they're the right size and all that sort of stuff. Um, However, I got them for a very good price, but that does mean they come with their issues. So some of them need a bit of a tidy up, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about doing it. So when I was in town today, I went to Tesco's. Um, I bought a few pieces which I think might help me in the endeavour of getting a bit of grime off of them and stuff. Um, I mean, there's a difference, isn't there, between something which is old and meant to look old and something that's just grubby. I mean, come on. People don't want to be buying dirt, do they? Well, not unless it's by the acre, I suppose. But I'll get back to you in a minute when I get started, and we can have a look at these paintings together and see if we can make any improvements to them. Alright, see you in a minute. Hello everybody, this is Will from Vintage Love Affair again. Um, in this picture you can see the first of 8 paintings that I bought in this job lot from the auction. There's just something about this one that I really like. The frame is broken and needs a good dust down as a very minimum. But I just think there's something lovely about the picture. As you may have seen from my own artwork, I do like boats and painting boats and small ships. And so that was probably what resonated with me with this one. But today's challenge is to give it a good dust down. Um, I I don't know whether we should get into trying to repair some of the frame. It's got crazing all over, but the bottom corners, I don't think it actually shows up on the picture I've set up for you right here, but the bottom corners are particularly chipped and the top left is chipped as well, so actually there's only one good corner really. Is that going to put people off buying it? It could well do, but at the same time it may well be better to leave it broken, maybe touch up a few of the sharp edges. If there's some sharp edges, maybe file them down a bit, but just to make it safe. But I've never restored a frame before, so it may well be better to leave it original rather than doing a bad repair. I certainly don't think there's the money in it to make it economically viable having someone repair it on my behalf. So yeah, I mean, if I can get a bit of a discoloration out of the frame, remove the cobwebs, then hopefully I can shift this at 20, 25, perhaps £30. You may not be surprised, or you may be, but I paid around about £2 for this in the auction lot. So I bought 8 paintings in total. I paid £14 plus about 23% commission between the auction house and the online auction company. So yeah, around about £2, maybe £2.20, something like that for this piece. So I mean, even if I could get like 20 quid for it, it's not doing too badly. But let me know, am I completely crazy? Was this even worth trying to save? There'll be some of you out there looking at this saying, what on earth have you purchased? But I'm just hoping there's that one person that likes it as much as I do and finds a nice permanent home for it. I certainly don't have space to keep all the paintings I buy, and I'm also a painter, so it's the case of finding homes for some of these pieces, because I can't even keep all the ones that I paint myself. So but anyway, that's a story for another day. So I shall get into giving it a bit of a spruce up, and I shall come back to you once I've done it, so you can see what it looks like. And I shall leave you for now and see you in a minute. Bye. Hi everyone, just a quick update. This is a result of a good sort of hour and a half of cleaning. I've taken some photos so you can see the dust that was caked on it, but I've given it a very careful brush with a toothbrush and a cloth and fragrance-free wet wipes, and I've had a bowl of water to carefully moisten it a bit and try and remove some of the surface dirt. Although I think actually it's a plaster decoration on a like boarded frame, so I've had to be careful using too much moisture, because obviously I don't want to dissolve the actual plaster itself. But I do think that's quite an improvement on how it was. I'm starting to feel a bit happier with my reason behind purchasing it. I am considering maybe doing a bit of a shabby chic sort of maybe do a bit of a whitewash on the frame, maybe try and take down that nasty browny sort of colour, which is just probably 100+ years of dirt and grime and tobacco staining and goodness knows what else. So I shall keep you posted on what I decide to do with it. But take care for now, and I shall see you soon. I'm just going to go and do some listing. I've neglected my listing over the past few days. I haven't done proper amounts of listing since about Friday. So I need to get those numbers back up. I think we've dropped to about 130 on eBay. We've had a couple of nice sales come in over the past 24 hours, and you've already seen what I did over the weekend. So yeah, let's get a few more listings up and try and boost those sales figures. Alright, take care for now. Bye. We're making a bit of progress cleaning this frame. We've got all the cobwebs off. I've started to clean the actual frame. It's going to take at least a couple of hours work. I mean, you can see up here the difference between this corner and this. Sorry for the camera work, it's not very good, I know, but it's difficult to show you exactly. But yeah, that's the progress so far. Oh, it looks like when I tried to record this a minute ago, I must have already had it recording and turned it off when I thought I was turning it on, so it didn't record. But anyway, I was just going to say, I've had an update. The 3 Winnie the Pooh books that I've sold to the US are now officially on their way to the US. They sold for about £90. I have them on consignment from another chap, so we'll split the profits 50-50, assuming the sale goes ahead okay and the customer's happy with them. The money's just sat there now waiting for confirmation of them receiving them okay, and you know, until they're definitely accept the order. We've also sold a book about Toad Hall for £12 today. That was another consignment order. I sold a journal of Beatrix Potter for just under £30 yesterday, and we've also sold another stamp album for around £48-50, and a few other stamps as well. So yeah, it's Tuesday today. So we've done about, roughly speaking, another 100 since Monday. Did just over 100 over the weekend, so in 4 days we've done about £200. Yeah, it's slow and steady, nothing spectacular, but the sales are coming. All we have to do is keep listing, keep finding the little gems, and build from where we are now. Alright, thank you all, take care, bye.